In June 2011, I documented over 250 seizures ranging from micro to grand mals within a 24-hour period. The young lady was currently taking two different kinds of medication to control them, and clearly they were not working. Could you imagine a medication that you need to live being illegal? Medical marijuana at this time should be legalized across the nation for the treatment of medical issues such as epilepsy and pain management. For our hostiles, I know in the past there has been many who would say marijuana is a drug and should be kept illegal. Some may even call it a gateway drug. I am here to give the facts on the use of marijuana and the need we have in America for its legalization for medicinal purposes. I have worked in the medical field since 1989. I have done in-home care, residential care, and worked in doctor's offices. Most of the clients I cared for were disabled or elderly, so I was trained in special care. I've also gathered information from former patients I took care of from a group called Legalize Idaho and information found online. Marijuana is not legal in all 50 states. Legalizing marijuana at federal levels, many U.S. patients could be treated by their doctors with medication that seems to have fewer complications than the current FDA-approved care. Currently, marijuana is not legal in all 50 states. I'm here to give you a little bit of history of marijuana in the U.S. Prior to the 1900s, we were encouraged to actually grow hemp, which is where marijuana comes from. Marijuana is the leaf, the flower, and the bud of the plant. Reefer madness propaganda actually started in 1936. And in 1937, FDR puts into law the Marijuana Tax Act. Between then and the 1970s, there was not many laws that actually kept marijuana out of the homes. But in 1970, a group called National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws was founded, and they made it totally illegal for marijuana to be here. In 1996, California was the first state to actually legalize medicinal marijuana use for patients who had different ailments such as cancer, AIDS, and other disorders such as epilepsy as well. And as you can see from our map, there are many states that have either decriminalized it or legalized it, or even some that have fully legalized it for all uses. As of right now, there is only 3 states that are fully prohibited to where you cannot use anything other than CBD. And although some states have legalized the medical use, the federal government can still come in and charge people or bust legal dispensaries. This is why we need the legalization of marijuana at a federal level. marijuana versus opiates for pain management, cannabinoids versus opiates for chronic pain, done by Angie Drakulich, who is an MA PPM executive editor. She reported in her article online there was a 23% reduction to opiate dependency abuse in a 2017 study pertaining to treatment of people on pain management that were using opiates and no longer using opiates, but using medicinal marijuana instead. The truth on what CBD and THC are used to treat. As you can see, CBD treats all these different, which is inflammatory bowel disease, seizures, depression, inflammation, psychosis or mental disorders, and migraines. The THC can actually be used to treat glaucoma, muscle spasticity, low appetite, and insomnia. People may use either for pain, anxiety, and nausea. Can you imagine being able to actually take a medication to help with all these and not have the severe side effects that we get from chemical medications? Legalizing would give better quality control and less chance of marijuana being laced with something harmful. We see in an article called 2 Reasons to Legalize Marijuana, Embalming Fluid and Fentanyl Laced Pot on Black Market by Mike Adams on the internet. He talks about people actually going and buying marijuana illegally, and it's being laced with harmful drugs that can actually kill people. And a lot of the news reports are saying, oh, so-and-so died from marijuana use. Most generally, it is not due to the marijuana itself, but something that the marijuana was laced with. Now let's talk about the benefits we will reap. Many U.S. patients could be treated by their doctors with a medication that appears to have fewer complications than the current FDA-approved pharmaceuticals that either don't work or have severe side effects. There are numerous case studies where marijuana is used to treat seizure disorders such as epilepsy, such as the young lady I was talking about. In fact, she's my stepdaughter, and currently she is under marijuana as a medicine, and it is reported that for the last 2 years she is no longer suffering any seizures. She has been cleared to go to work. She's been cleared to drive a car. But if she'd been living in any other state than the state she lives in, where she can legally get her medication, she would still be suffering those 250 seizures a day. According to the CDC, there are approximately 3.4 million epileptics in the U.S. that could be benefiting from medical marijuana use as well. Many patients that are being treated for an opiate addiction due to being treated for pain management could have a safer alternative as well. In conclusion, we as citizens can lobby for legislation. Medical marijuana should be legalized across the nation for the treatment of medical issues such as epilepsy and pain management. Marijuana at this time is not legal in all 50 states. Legalizing marijuana at a federal level would help many U.S. patients be treated by their doctors with medication that seems to have fewer complications than the current FDA-approved care. I'm asking you to reach out to your local and state legislators. Start groups like Legalize Idaho to help get people educated and get it on the ballots for citizens to vote. We need it legalized federally. Remember, it is up to us to let our government know we want to have medical marijuana legalized. Thank you.